Back now at 8:10 with a man who calls himself Eyeborg, and he's on a quest to turn himself into a real-life action figure. Well, sort of. We're going to talk with Rob Spence in just a moment. But first, NBC's Kevin Tibbles has his story.
Rob Spence wants to become a science fiction superhero. His alter ego, the Eyeborg.
Eyeborg is a cyborg with a cyborgian eye. That's what I am.
That's you. When Spence was 10, he had an accident with his grandfather's shotgun.
But I wasn't holding the gun right, and it backfired, and I think one of the shells popped out and hit me in the eye.
Spence lost the vision and later his right eye as a result. But instead of lamenting his loss, the Toronto-based filmmaker had an idea, one that started with his cell phone.
Take a look at your cell phone, you see how small the camera is. And if you know the Bionic Man at all, or various other pop culture characters that have camera eyes, it's a very natural progression, in fact, to say, you know, why don't I stick a camera in there?
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
So Spence followed in the footsteps of his childhood hero, Lee Majors, as the $6 million man.
He represents a guy who was in a terrible accident, lost a bunch of body parts, and instead of that being worse, it became something much better. He became a superhero. And that's essentially what I'm trying to do here.
And Spence had the technology. Well, at least he knew where to find it.
When Rob Spence approached Omnivision, we were really excited about helping him out with this project.
Omnivision manufactures miniature cameras for use in cell phones. Fitting one in a prosthetic eye was an exciting challenge.
I would say the size of this camera is much smaller than an average ladybug.
This is the Bionic Lab. This is the stage 1 prototype. It's just shaped exactly the same as my usual prosthetic eye, except it's hollow in the middle, and I can stick technology in there.
And a superhero is born.
I am Eyeborg.
Unlike the $6 million man, this eye won't restore Spence's vision. But
there will definitely be a day when the prosthetic eye will be connected to that part of the brain where this data will provide the sight for a blind person.
Rob does plan to use it for his line of work to record interviews for his films.
With an eye camera, it's not on your shirt, it's not on your glasses over here, it's right in your pupil. When you look at somebody like that, it's like the window to your soul.
Mr. Majors, if you're watching, you've met your match right over here.
But for now, the closest this 21st century Bionic Man gets to the original is playing a low-tech cardboard version of the $6 million man game. For today, Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Toronto.
Fascinating stuff, Rob Spence. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is a prototype of the Eyeborg. Can you explain in simple terms, if that's possible, how this thing works?
Sure. It's not unlike any cell phone that you see these days that has a small wireless video camera. This right here is the camera. Okay. And then along this way is a transmitter to send the video signal. Then we have a battery. And we simply put that inside a prosthetic eye that I stick in my head.
And how much is it going to cost to really replicate this so that it can be used?
I would say, I don't know, we could probably make them for other people with one eye, and there's a lot of them calling me, including old ladies. You know, 20 grand right now, but cheaper later.
And what improvements, Rob, do you have to make before you can put this out on the market?
Well, right now we're very MacGyvered. It's a 2-part prosthetic. We're sealing it with wax. So every time we change the battery, wax gets everywhere. So we'd like to manufacture that. What we probably need to do is get a TV deal. So if you know Jeff, Mr. Zucker, maybe you could give him a call.
Well, why don't you give him a call? Yeah.
Well, I tried, but you know, for some reason I never got through yet.
Now I know that once this is developed, you want to make a documentary showing sort of the relationship between humans and technology. What is the point you're trying to get at?
Well, the point I'm really trying to get at is just that, honestly, I'm a filmmaker who lost an eye, and I was like, you know, this really sucks. But then I was like, you know, wait a second, this doesn't suck, this is amazing. I can have like a super cool, you know, eye in there. And you know, this is not functional at all. It's totally immature and cool, and nerds love it. And you know, I can go, you know, I'll be back, you know, and stuff like this. And that's part of it. Is if you lose something, you shouldn't try so hard to be like everybody else.
Yeah, but people, when you tell people about this, you said they're a little put off. They don't like the idea of you recording them, looking at them and recording them.
It's true. People are very freaked out by the possibility of a center-left documentary maker who might be recording you. So instead of having an intimate conversation with me, I might put you on the internet. But that's not my plan. I'm a very ethical documentary maker. I would like to get release forms if I interview somebody, unless I'm being a hard-hitting journalist and I want to bust somebody. And this is something that journalists do as well. They have secret cameras, and if somebody's being a jerk and being injustice-y, then I'll bust them.
Well, as you point out, we are probably being watched by thousands of cameras every day without even being aware of it.
Exactly. I mean, people get more upset about me, a jackass with a camera in his eye, than they do about, they have no idea how many new security cameras are being put in every day.
And very quickly, when would this be available to actually give people backsight? I mean, now it's not attached to the optic nerve, but someday you think it will be.
Well, technology is accelerating all the time. Making this eye, I discovered there's things out there that we can't even keep up with how fast technology is moving. I wouldn't be surprised in about 10 years that this eye could be connected directly to an optic nerve.
All right, Rob Spence, thank you very much. Good luck with the documentary.
Thank you.